Hi guys, we are back on the property in St. Thomas, which we featured a few weeks ago. This time we're at a tiny home made from a 40-foot container. It is just absolutely beautifully decorated, and I know you're gonna find this so interesting. So let's go on a tour. Wow. Wow, look at this tiny, look at this tiny kitchen. I love this. Okay, we're with the interior designer and artist wrapped in one, who is gonna tell us a bit more of how she put this beautiful place together. Now, she doesn't want to be on camera, but we'll show all that she has done. Tell us about this resin counter and backsplash. I've never seen this before.
Okay, so this resin counter and backsplash was the first piece of resin work I had ever done. I was trying to find something that was cost effective and that could stand up to a bit of use. That wouldn't break easily, chip or dent easily. And this was what we came up with, the solution for this container, being that, you know, the purpose would be to have people in and out constantly if it were that we decided to rent the container.
Right, because the plan really is, you haven't fully decided, but
Yes.
to have it as a short rental
Yes, as a
space.
short-term rental for maybe ecotourism, or, you know.
Uh-huh.
So that's basically
Is
how
it,
this
and
is
it's very hardy.
It's very hardy.
And I love the fact that you're able to put in the undermount sink and
yes,
everything.
yes. Everything you do with granite or solid surface,
You can do with this.
resin, yes, with the
Oh.
MDF countertops.
Okay.
And the
So it's
resin-
MDF board, and then you cover it with resin.
Right.
Is it also covered underneath?
No, the underneath is not covered, but it's not
Okay.
necessary because the resin protects it, any water or moisture from getting under it.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And I see you have a tray here as well, which is also this
Yes.
you also had done. You did this.
Yes, we do a bit of repurposing. And again, you know, you want to get stuff if you're gonna have rentals that are hardy.
Yes. Yeah, because you have to be careful what you put in rentals. That's for
Definitely,
sure.
yes.
And I love how the mugs just work well with everything else. That splash of color. Beautiful. And the blue glass is over here. So this is the kitchen and living in one. And that's also is that a concrete bench?
Yes, it is a concrete bench
Okay.
and a concrete coffee table because we are unfortunately only 150 feet from the sea. So when hurricanes come, they tend to wash everything. The surge tends to wash everything away with it. So we
So you
decided
made sure
go
to
sturdy.
plant
Yes.
the concrete. Is this concrete or tiles? It's
It's
concrete,
concrete
and then
tiled
you
with
and then
tiles,
you
yes. Yes.
tiled it all the sides and the top. I love how that works so well too with the tiles that
tiles,
you have on the
yes.
floor.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
And they're also, it's great if you have termites or, you know,
Mm-hmm.
because we're on vast acreage, we have termites.
Yes.
So whatever we can do
Yes. So
to
this is
discourage it. Yes.
porcelain tiles.
Yes.
So termites don't like that. This art piece is yours. Is
Yes,
one of
it
your
is.
pieces.
It
It's
is.
just so beautiful. And what I love is that this is such a big piece. It sits right in this space.
Yes.
You think that because it's a small house, you're gonna need small pieces, but this is so impressive in this corner.
Yes, and the splash of green just brings the outdoors in.
Right, right. I love the colors in it. And it's 2 bedrooms.
2 bedrooms.
One on either side. 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms.
2 bedrooms, 2 full bathrooms. They are exactly the same with the exception of the artwork.
On either side of the living area. This is one of the bedrooms. And then this is the bathroom. And because the space is so small, the smart designer has used sliding doors in all areas in a dramatic orange or rust color. This is another piece of your resin art. And this you say is resin on canvas. And then you have added the little stones on the
and
beach.
the starfish.
And the starfish. What are the starfish made from?
They're real starfish.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, I've never seen starfish so small.
Yes.
I love the fact that you have used so many big, impressive art pieces, even in this very small space.
Yes, thank you.
How wide is this, by the way?
It's 7.5 feet. 7.5 feet.
7.5 feet
taking
deep.
out the the
Wow.
drywall work took out a bit, and it's insulated to keep it cool. So when the air conditioning runs, it
Yes.
really keeps it nice and cool.
Okay. And you added some mirror over on that wall
Yes.
to expand the space a little bit. But when you're in here, you don't feel like it's small.
No,
doesn't
it
feel
doesn't.
small. I love that you have this large outdoor space. So the rooms are small but comfortable, but then you can come outside and there's this breeze. Is this a constant breeze?
Constant breeze.
Because you're just a few yards away from the seaside.
Yes, we are.
Right. Okay, tell me a little bit about this table. This fascinates me.
This table, the base of this table is almond. It's an almond tree.
There's a trunk that was sliced
that
in
was
two.
sliced in two, and the middle support is a driftwood that we got from the beach. And the top is just tiles. We figured that tiles would be the best top as opposed to a natural wood top.
Yeah, very hardy.
Yeah, hardy, and
Not-
it can be cleaned. And
So these are the encaustic tiles that we learned about from Creative.
I think the black,
And you just did a combination of these black and white.
the black and
encaustic
white
tiles.
with the woods look very nice.
Yes.
And we try to use as much of.
What is on the sides?
It's
What's the frame?
the frame. This is a ply board here.
Okay.
Ply board with a ply base.
Base,
Yeah.
and then you
Right.
set them in. I also like this. Did you do this?
No, I
Oh,
didn't do
oh,
the
okay.
two, but I love the natural elements
Yes.
with the outdoors.
Or yeah, beautiful. And I can't help but notice this piece of driftwood.
Yes, from the beach.
Yep.
From the beach.
I'm in love with this coffee table. Is this teak wood?
Yes, it's cheap.
And then you added some of the resin.
Yes.
So tell me more. How did you go about putting this together?
I decided that we wanted to do something a little different, and we wanted to try something a little different. As you know, we do a lot of the projects around here ourselves, and we have a trunk. And we had seen where other people had done something similar, so we decided to try it. And after many mornings and afternoons of sanding and sanding, we finally got it to look like this. We decided we weren't going to put resin there. We decided, yes, why not? Let's just try
I love the addition of the resin there, just a little bit of color.
To give it that petrified, like old, really
Yes.
old look.
So how did you join the slices?
We didn't. We just put it in as a puzzle.
And then filled it with the resin, and that holds it together.
Well, we glued it down. We glued the wood down.
On
first, yes.
Okay, to the actual base of the table.
And then we filled in the voids with the resin.
It's beautiful.
Thank you.
Beautiful. This one is also very nice. I think it has a kind of underwater look.
Yes, this is a piece of gross steak that was left over from our wedding.
A piece of what?
Gross steak. It's fence line trees. And we had a bunch of them cut to put like our cakes and stuff on, to serve food on.
Okay.
And it was left back, so we decided.
So all of this is called the...
This is it's all gross steak. This is the soft of this part is the soft of the wood.
Part of the wood.
Yes, and we decided to leave the live edge on it.
I like that.
Yes. And the resin, usually the live edge falls off firstly, and after a while bugs eat it. But once the resin is on it, it preserves it.
Okay.
So,
So these were holes in the wood.
yes.
And you added resin with a light color.
Yeah, I added resin and I added some glass blocks in there to give just a little bit of reflection.
Okay, so that's
Yeah.
what that is.
Yes, they're like acrylic, not glass, but acrylic blocks.
This is beautiful. Beautiful table. Yeah. Have you been doing the resin?
I've been doing resin for 2.5 years.
And tell me, what is resin?
It's a type of plastic. I don't exactly know.
That's what I was telling
Yes,
that
it's a type of plastic that you combine part A to part B to get it nice and hard. It's very durable. I don't. Me personally don't like the aspect of it being food safe. I don't do resin with anything that is going to come in contact with food consumption, like
a dish or a plate.
If you put it on a plate, it's fine, but not to put the food actually on resin, even though they claim, some manufacturers claim that yes, it is food safe. I don't I never ever, and I don't sanction it, and I don't believe it. So
is it heat resistant?
it is heat resistant to a degree.
Okay.
It will melt if it goes over like maybe 150, 200 degrees.
Okay.
Yes.
Because like you use it in the kitchen.
Yes.
Or as a counter.
Yes.
But you wouldn't you wouldn't take a pot off the stove
you would have
and
to
put
put
it
a
on
trivet
it.
under it.
Right.
But then we make resin trivets also, and the heat doesn't seem to affect. It depends on the degree of heat, and honestly, I can tell you what degree that is, because I don't do a lot of that kind of.
Okay. This is what you use to color the resin. The resin comes as colorless.
These are our pigments, yes.
The
pigment
pigments.
powders, yes.
Okay.
Yes, so we use pigment powders, we use pigment inks, we have opaques, we have translucents, we have alcohol inks, which are also a dye that alcohol inks are wonderful because you can paint with it, you can color with it, you can stain bottles with it, you can do a lot of stuff with it.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. What's the process like?
The process is depends on the type of resin you use. You use a 2-part mix, but you use a 2-part mix and you use molds. It depends on what you're doing, because if I'm doing furniture, I don't need molds. I use MDF as my base, and then I'll come up with my scheme and how I want it to look. Color it, make sure everything is pre-prepared first, because sometimes resin does move quicker than you do. So you want to have everything pre-prepared, and like I said, most of what I do is custom. So I will work with whatever I'm asked to work with.
On your farm, you produce honey.
We produce honey.
And what exactly is this? Is beautifully packaged.
Thank you. This is a bamboo tray, and we resin it just for presentation. The honey bottles, once you open them, can go on the resin. The honey does drip, and then you can use, the other side for cookies, crackers, whatever you like. Yes.
Do you make the trays here as well?
No, some trays are made like those. The charcuterie boards are made locally.
And then you add the resin.
And then we add the resin. They can come in many
fabulous.
different shapes.
I love the colors on these.
Forms or sizes, and we also have our own teak that we grow here on the farm.
What is this now? Sparkles for?
Yes, these are glitters.
Or glitter for like this tray?
Yes.
Okay.
And that's glass art.
Glass art?
Yes, I do a lot of crushed art glass. Crushed glass art.
You crush the glass and then you...
I can tint it to any color I want, and then I apply it in any shape I want.
Is it just glued on?
Yes, and then resin. Sometimes glued and then sometimes
from resin.
Yes, if it's for maybe a child's bedroom or something, I would tend to put the resin so that the glass doesn't fall off.
Okay.
And there's a splinter too. Sometimes the glues don't hold as well as you'd like them to. Monstera leaf with the coasters. We do a lot of these custom colors also, and we can do the coasters with leaves also.
So you do the resin, you use, is it that you use a mold for this?
We use a silicone molds for it, and that's the leaves.
We
can do a combination.
This is beautiful. Also. I love this coaster.
Yes, and they're reversible. And generally, like we would put bumpers on them for people with wood furniture. So all of that is done before it goes out. It's packaged and then it goes out.
It's beautiful.
This is a new series that I've just started.
The mirrors.
Yes, the mirrors.
And you do them in different sizes?
Well, no, for now that's the only size that I have, but we will eventually get to that, yes. I also make my own molds, because molds, sometimes there's an object you want and the mold is not readily available. So this is glass, so it's sharp. But that's from a mold that I made myself with silicone.
Okay.
So we can do that ourselves. Like,
so you cut the
no, it's
the
done
silicone
with, no,
and
it's a process of silicone and soapy water and a lot of kneading. These are also done from an object that I really loved. And I just took a mold from it, made a mold with it. So I could do these, because we also put a lot of resin on canvas. I do a lot of resin on canvas, and I can show you when we go inside. It's really nice.
I love this table. So this is a teak?
This is teak from the farm, yes. And these are stones, and we just put resin over the stones. Actually,
and do
the
this
stones
nice
are
inset.
in the resin, yes.
Right.
It's inset.
And then this is
just a resin mold with
mold.
Glass, yes. Glass edges.
Oh, this.
That you will feel the glass, yes. The glass edges.
And it's actually light.
It's very light, yes.
Yeah, very nice. I love that.
There's a story to the side tables because we can't get petrified wood out here.
Okay.
So we can basically mimic the look of petrified wood with the resin.
Okay.
And that's how these came about, because we're looking for something that was similar to the petrified wood.
And what is nice is that this is a kind of table too, which you can actually sometimes put over some.
And move it around.
Move it around.
You wish, yes.
And it comes in front of you.
So we use MDF bases for the table bases, because the resin on the wood, it shows up all the flaws, and the grains will lift with the resin. So the MDF is nice and sturdy.
Okay.
And that's what we use. So they're great for like when you're doing Airbnb apartments and you don't want to spend a lot of money, it will, you can have quite a good run from this resin furniture, and the cost is not as prohibitive as, let's say, a stainless steel or glass or
and it's
something.
pretty hardy.
Yes.
Right, right. Interesting. How long does it take to dry when you're doing the process?
I like it to dry in about 24 hours after you put the color on.
And then you mix it, you put it on.
You mix your colors, you put it on, you let it dry. It has to be done in a very sterile room though, because every particle of dust will get in it, and we have cats and dogs and all the hairs, which is why we use inside. And then after that, it dries for 24, 72 hours. You sand it and you put a clear coat, because once you put color onto anything in the original resin, it breaks it down a little bit, so it scratches easier. But pure resin is very hardy. So we wait for it to dry, we sand it, and then we do it again, just put a clear coat over it.
Does resin come as a liquid or in powder form?
It's a two-part liquid. So generally you have 2 to 1 or 1 to 1, yes.
How safe is it to work with?
I use a respirator. As you see, I have a vent with a fan. It's always recommended to wear the precautionary the safety.
But once it's dry, that's it.
You're good. Once it's dry, you're good. There's nothing coming off, no fumes, no, it's not letting off any kind of chemicals at all.
And you could actually do a coffee table just in about any color you want.
Any color you want, you can do it with. We can even work with Perspex, and you can backlight it. You can make light fixtures, you can make light fixture shade. There's just so much. The world of resin is unlimited.
Wow.
Yeah.